hard to see through that fucking. I call it a flaw. I call it a flaw. Just say see. I know. Alright, sweet building right over here. It's going down.
Dang, it is, yeah.
Let's see it, guys.
Woo!
Grabs up.
Uh-oh.
There we go. Draztzone, how we doing tonight?
All right.
All right. Looks like now's as good as any time to get it started. It's a good night to be alive. Am I right?
Yeah!
Beautiful crowd. Beautiful crowd tonight.
I love you, Josiah.
Oh, I love you so much. I love you too. I love you right back. You know, I had an interesting time the other day going down to the dentist's office. Turns out that I need to have some teeth put in. Yeah, a lot of people have teeth taken out at the dentist, but not me. I own those growers skull. You can see my head's too big and the bones. The face of it has remained the same size. It's still a small baby face in the middle of a giant skull, and we need more teeth. So I'm putting those in. Left and right, I'm up to 38, which is also my waistband size. So I'm set for symmetry. So I got a new job. Oh wait, I didn't do like any of the housekeeping or anything like that. I'm your host tonight. My name's Josiah Carlson. This is an open mic. It's at the Draztzone, you know, because you looked it up and you came here. Everybody that comes on tonight is going to get as much time as they want. Because it's a very special night. There's not very many of us, not much of an audience. We're going to all have fun with it. Normally, you get the light at some point, but I'm not going to bother with that. So, yeah, come up and enjoy. If I say you're on deck, that means that you're the next to come up. If you're not already on the list, just come and chat with me at any point during the evening. So this would be where I come out and say, wow, look at all you beautiful people. Fuck. Fuck. Okay, this is gonna be awkward. Okay, I'll just address the elephant in the room. Yes, I am beautiful. I know it makes you uncomfortable. I can hear the butterflies in your bellies. I can smell the heat, that damp heat coming off your crotch. I can smell it. This isn't my first rodeo. I know what I do to people. I make you uncomfortable in your shorts. And you just have to get over it. I don't want to be hated for it. You know, I want to feel that hatred, that tension. Don't hate me because I'm beautiful. You know, if anything, hate me because my very wealthy father married a model. And they raised me to hate the ugly poor. And I do. I hate all of you. You know? You're gross, you're ugly. And let's just, you know, objectively, we can look at you, we can size that up. As far as you being poor, I'm not assuming you're poor. I know you're poor because money fixes ugly. All right? Only poor people look as gross as you guys look. That's what I'm saying. That's not just a little fib. I'm just joking. I'm ugly. So that's why we laughed when I said I was beautiful. So I'm not. I do still appreciate beauty. I've got a real eye for what beauty looks like. It's made me quite the excellent Photoshopper. That's what I do now. I have a job. Anybody familiar with the makeup company Maybelline? Yeah. Maybe she's born with it. Maybe it's Maybelline, right? Yeah. She is not born with it. I'll tell you that much. And it is not Maybelline. As it were, it's me. You know, I'm what's making them women beautiful. Like, God, He tried, you know. And the makeup, it helps, but I and what's beautiful about those women. Yeah, if you've ever seen one of the Maybelline ads in a magazine, you've seen my work. I'm quite good at it. Know all the tools, know all the brushes, know how to radically alter an image. And it's a good thing I'm working at Maybelline. It's a good thing to be good at my job at Maybelline. I haven't always had that connection. There's been some times where it was trouble that I was as good as I am at my job. My former job meant a lot to me because I was giving back. But I had a job, a government job, working in the missing kids department. And I was just a little too good with Photoshop. Yeah. Me and the bosses had a little bit of a difference of opinion as far as when the work was done. They're like, well, it's rotated, it's lit correctly, it's cropped correctly. Sure, but the job's not done. I mean, surely there's more work to be done here. We want to get these kids found, doing that. We want them to pop. So that's where I came in. Really quite an interesting situation. Was let go, like I said. Did take it too far. Did take it just too far. Not with all of them, I mean, there were the kidnapped ones. They were already 8s and 9s, you know what I mean? So, and they were pre-selected, if you will. So I had something to work with there. Those ones still look like themselves. On their best hair day, during the golden hour, and with bright blue eyes, they still look like themselves. Not to the parents, you know what I mean? But parents, they have a bias in these things, Better the devil you're born with than what I can fix. So some of those are still looking like themselves. It was those goddamn runaways that really fucked me. Because it was too much work to be done. They were, let's just say they were photoshopped beyond recognition. This was using a little bit too much of the symmetry brush and the airbrush. Took a little too much detail out. If you've ever been to the missing kids wall at Walmart, you see my work. They're all lined up there. And mine are the ones that your eyes are drawn to. They're the ones that you're really going to be looking for. And paradoxically, it's a little sad because you cannot find those children. I created those children. That's what Uncle Sam said when I went to court. I technically created those children, and though I did lose my job, I did win the intellectual property rights to the kids that I made. So that's good. I keep my favorite ones in my wallet. At this point, they are my kids. Well, that wasn't a very fun, lively way to start anything off. Talking about kids getting lost. That wasn't very appropriate. That's what I did, though, so let's just stick with it. Talking about other stuff, but I think I'll stop there. Got you nice and cold. So, first up is going to be Mr. Billy Tolliver, and on deck is somebody coming up for their very first time ever. Mark Thayer. Come on stage right now, Billy Tolliver. Woo! Please do.
Since we have free reign, I'm just going to go over some notes that I've written over the last couple of days. The first one is, do you ever think that they clean the windows at the drive-thru? That's one of the things I noticed the other day. And then, I love liquor and sex, big booty and big breast, a couple stretch marks, cellulite on her flesh. She's got her legs open like a field goal pole, booty softer than a Hawaiian king roll. Big subwoofer, big titty hooker, cocaine cooker, rooftop looker. Looked out and saw TJ Hooker. Jumped off the roof like Superfly Snooker. You know me. I'm up in it like a booger. Then I treat a bitch like some Dyson sugar. I got more bass than baseball. She's down on her knees. She wants a facial. So now, this is from some of my favorite rappers. Snoop Dogg, Ice Cube, Too Short, and E40. This is their new song. I'm very disappointed. I guess that's what happens when rappers who once smoked weed for fun are now using it medicinally. This is the kind of shit you get now. And speaking of big booty hookers, this BBL, you know what a BBL is? The Brazilian butt lift? Like everybody's putting like watermelons in their ass or whatever. I don't know what these bitches are thinking. It kind of makes me think they're wanting to go back to high school where we played just the tip, because that's all you're going to get, especially if you try doggy style with these big ass bitches. Speaking of big ass bitches, when's the last time that you watched a porno where they wore a condom or had any pubic hair? And what is up with all these stepkids fucking each other? I don't understand that. Or when's the last time that you fell asleep getting a massage and you didn't wake up when there was a dick inside of you? And then you're like, oh, what the fuck? Like that just doesn't happen. So I was at Big Smoke buying blunts the other day, and I noticed that they still print porno magazines. So I'll pick one up. By the way, they have hair in those because those magazines are from the 1980s, way before internet was created. I thought that shit was over. Those are just collector items now. And speaking here about pornos, Cardi B was named creative director of Playboy. Now she used to brag about drugging and robbing people. I was kind of surprised that Playboy didn't choose Bill Cosby, because he has way more experience at drugging and raping people. You remember when the world was safe, running smooth, and gas was only $1.50? Man, I could go for a mean tweet right now. And I remember when Trump was in office, the media was all talking shit about how dumb he was. And then here comes old Joe Biden, hold my diaper. But none of the media is talking shit about him. And Joe Bear on The View, this is a direct quote from her. She said, I don't care if Democrats are pedophiles, I'm a proud Democrat. What the fuck, dude? Speaking of Democrats, Jeffrey Epstein went to the White House when Clinton was in office 17 times. I think that's quite an extraordinary amount of pizza deliveries. I saw on the news also that Black Lives Matter was calling for a boycott on all white businesses. I was kind of wondering if that means that they're going to move out of their government housing and stop collecting their welfare checks as well. And in regards to like this Rittenhouse guy, I've heard it several times, like people were calling him a racist, but I don't understand. He shot 3 white pedophiles. He was 3 for 3. Now I know it's anti-elite and anti-Hollywood, or maybe it's anti-pedo, but I'm all for shooting pieces of shit like this. I'm pro-gun. Look at me. Of course, not like they had to say, not like I have to say that. I truly enjoy hunting, but I've often thought it would be so nice to be able to purchase tags for pedophiles and stupid people. Like all these people that thinking that they are entitled to walk into a store and take whatever they want, TVs, t-shirts, shoes. These pieces of shit like that are not contributing, they're contributing hot breath to the global warming. They truly deserve a vaccine shot of hot lead.
Nope.
And by the way, the final variant, if you didn't know, is communism. No? So Dollar Tree is raising their prices. Their shit has never been $1 if you didn't know that. It's always fun explaining tax to your children. My mom, I was talking to my mom the other day, and she said she was going to a Beach Boys concert. I didn't know those guys were still alive. So I said, are they even still alive? She goes, well, 3 of them are. I thought that was pretty funny. Then she was telling me she went to a concert, like a hair band rock concert thing. And my mom is 74. And the band up there was screaming at the crowd, like telling them to stand up. And this guy she said was older than him, older than her, standing behind her. He was like, "Why the fuck do I need to stand up? I had to buy a seat to be here. Like, this is fucking ridiculous." So anyway, let's see what else I got in here. Cancel culture is kind of weird. I was at the Spokane Comedy Club the other night, and the commercial on there was for Brad Williams. He was at the Spokane Comedy Club, and he was talking about how midgets, anytime someone sees a midget, they get happy. And that's not the case for my wife. She's 5'11", but she grew up down in Los Angeles, and she had a couple incidences with midgets when she was a kid at Disneyland, so she's fucking terrified of them. And we went to look at a house one time, and she obviously didn't notice the ramp that we walked up going into the house. Because we got into the house, we're looking around the kitchen, and she goes, "I could never fucking live here." And I'm like, "What's the problem?" She goes, "These countertops, like, they're really low. I think some fucking midgets live here." And I was like, "Bitch, did you not see the ramp that we walked in on? Like, this is an ADA certified house. This is a midget house." And I thought it was funny too, like, the word midget, everybody tries to say it's offensive. I mean, little people kind of, I don't know, that's just a weird word. I looked up the word midget. The other alternatives for the word midget: dwarf, mite, peewee, pygmy, runt, scrub, and shrimp. I think if I was a midget, I just want to be called a midget. I'm Billy Tolliver, that's my time.
Keep it going for Billy Tolliver.
Oh yeah, Billy.
Fantastic. All right, coming on deck, we got Matt Setzer, but coming to the stage right now, for the first time ever, Mark Thayer.
Hey everybody, how's it going? My name's Mark, like Josiah just said. He's a great introduction there. As far as identities go, I gave mine up when I became a parent. I have one child and I want to keep it that way. The main reason why is I just look at that one sweet little time in my life where I felt like a dictator. Because when you have that kid, you hold the power. They can't say anything. You decide when they eat. You decide when they sleep, how clean their cage is. They can't say anything. You know, when you lose the power, it's when they learn how to form complete sentences, when they start becoming that person. You know they're going to write a book about you later. As a parent, you start to go different places that kids force you to go, because you're no longer in charge. Places like Chuck E. Cheese, places like I recently discovered Build-A-Bear. When I was kid, I looked up to different action stars, like a big Stallone guy. So as a parent now, I don't feel that cool. I feel like I'm less than. I don't feel like a badass like I used to be. So I try to put my childhood heroes in my spot. You know, I mean, it used to be Hulk Hogan, but now that he's all racist, that kind of broke it, brother. But basically, I recently discovered Build-A-Bear. And they have this deal where no matter how old you are on your birthday, you get that bear, or whatever it is, for that price. So I kind of thought, what would happen if, you go to 31 Flavors on your birthday, you get that free scoop. What would happen if Sylvester Stallone went to Build-A-Bear on his birthday? Just walking in and,
"Hey, I wish you were on this place."
60-year-old kid behind the counter just sitting there looking at him. He doesn't know who he is. They don't care anymore.
Yeah, I was just curious about what's going on here.
Well, sir, you go in and you pick a bear, and yeah.
What's his birthday deal?
So however old you are, you get that bear.
Well, I'm 75.
That's a really bad deal.
Yeah, I'm 75.
So what you're saying is you pay $75. You get to pick what fluff goes on.
Well, how does the fluff get there?
Well, we have a fluff injector.
A fluff injector? You got a fluff injector? What's that do?
Well, it makes the thing all soft and fluffy for makes the stuffed animal all soft and fluffy.
Well, that doesn't teach a life lesson. What do you want to give me a heart?
Well, that's not what it's really all about. Side note, you can put a voice box in it, and my kid, he picked the memorable one, right? For the memorable one, you're supposed to put a loved one's voice who's passed. My kid put Optimus Prime. So when you give that little guy a hug, instead of, Uncle Jerry loves you forever, you get, I am Optimus Prime. Every night I hear, I am Optimus Prime. It's going to be awkward once he starts discovering his body. I am Optimus Prime. But anyways, back to Sloan. I mean, he always had that lesson, so,
What lessons are you gonna teach the kid? If it's gonna be fluffy, the world's a dark and nasty place. It'll beat you down if you let it. It's not about how hard you can get hit. It's not about how hard you can hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward.
Like kids these days, they don't know anything. They're just gonna look at this old guy and ask for $75. It was 36 for mine and 6 for my kids, but places like Build-A-Bear that really remind you that you hold no power in this world. Thank you.
All right, keep it going for Mark there, everybody. That was awesome. All right. Coming to the stage. Oh, right. On deck, we got James May. But coming to the stage right now, Matt Setzer. Woo!
Hello. I was at a bar recently. I saw some top shelf whiskey. It had an unusual name. It was called Rittenhouse Whiskey. I thought, man, that's an unfortunate name in these trying times.
That's 3 shots in your name.
Exactly. I thought, man, they've got a tough decision ahead of them. Do they rebrand or do they embrace it, Do they become the whiskey of self-defense? Some guys at like the board meeting. I don't know how big these boards are, but what if we redesign the bottle into an AR-15 and market it in the South? Now, funny thing about Kyle Rittenhouse and Rittenhouse whiskey is it's really up to you how many shots you take. And in both situations, you got a skateboard, it gets way more dangerous.
I got you.
I work for a couple of Jews. I say that lovingly. And they have a policy there for pizza night. First come, first serve. I worked at a Christian place once. There's a very weird policy. First come, last served. That's right, I do Christian jokes. Let's see, anything here? You can't really do Christian jokes anymore. I mean, people get kind of like offended. You'll get people like, I don't like organized religion. And then you're like, what the fuck? You like disorganized religion? It's like, when's this service at? 7:37. What the fuck? Where at? We don't know yet. We'll send out a text last minute. I don't know. Yeah, I realized like a week ago, I heard the doorbell at my old house. In my whole life, I never once questioned where the fuck that sound came from. Until like a week ago. Do any of you know? This is an actual question. I have no idea where that sound comes from. When someone pushes the doorbell and you hear that ding dong. No idea. Is it an actual bell? Is it an electronic sound?
Yeah.
What's happened?
I have a doorbell on mine. So
You have a doorbell, sir.
Yeah.
Please tell me
Oh,
more.
no way. It rings, like legit. Like a alarm back in the day. You know how like a...
No, I've got one of those in my current
Okay,
house.
yeah.
I know how that works. It sounds like an alarm that is telling you you need to vacate your house. I'm not really a fan of those ones
Right.
because they give me an anxiety attack every time someone shows up. I never order pizza, and if I do, I stand at the door like a dog. And I make sure he never hits the doorbell. I like open the door right when he gets there, like some sort of creep. So what are you? Just give it to me. Just. No, man, get away. Wow, that was really just good. That was me figuring out how doorbells worked. You know, I realized like a common like argument for polyamory is like, well, come on, you love your kids equally. No, that's not. Come on, is that true? You guys ever have siblings? You know that's not true. My mom loves me way more than my brother. I know that for a fact. He didn't go on any of the bike rides. I was chosen. You know? I had my own room. They had to share a room. I was clearly more important. Anyways, that's me just railing on my brothers who sadly were loved less than me. You know, I haven't been to the doctor in like 3 years, but every time I go, and I'm sure this happens to literally everyone, you wait in the waiting room for too long, and then they take you to the main room where you wait even longer. I always thought, why do they do that? You know, I finally figured it out. The doctor is spending about 30 minutes looking at your file, trying to remember who the fuck you are. It's like, fucking Jet Sensor. Fucking kidney stones? I don't remember this fucking guy. He had a rash on his left bug. Fucking vitamin D deficiency? Overdosed on salmon? What the fuck? And then after about 20 minutes, it's like, oh! He had the yellow shirt. And then he walks into your room and he's like, Matt, how are the kids? And you're like, I don't have kids. And he's like, fuck! That's it. Goodbye.
All right, keep going. That's Setzer. So on deck, we got Matthew Flint. To come to the stage right now is James May. Taking off his jacket. All right, come to the stage right now, James May.
Oh, what an entrance.
James May.
He turned it off on me.
Sorry.
So everybody's been asking me why I haven't been out. And I just have to be honest. You guys haven't noticed the beard? It's going gray. I'm stressed the fuck out. I'm starting to look like Billy over here. He's 40. I'm 30. It's not cool. And everybody says, you know, having kids isn't easy. Recently I got kids, if you guys didn't know. Most of you are my friends, so you know. And, nah, having a wife is hard. Imagine this. I'm in there being a good stepdad, Superman and everything, just like talking to the boys. And out of the background, why are you talking like that? Well, I mean, one of them was going to hit the other one with a rock. And I thought you didn't want to be on 2020, so is that cool? Fuck, man. It's been stressful this last week. I'm about to rant. Give me a light. Like, the other day, my new daughter, it's not my stepdaughter. That's mine. Okay? That's how it is. And my daughter starts off with an adorable story. But guess what? It's not adorable like, you know, Hansel and Gretel. It's a little more like people thinking Joe Biden knows he's president. It's not like I'm saying they're saying Bigfoot exists, okay? I'm saying they saw a bald eagle that doesn't know it's flying. I messed that one up. Saying Joe Biden doesn't know he's president. But she tells me and her mom she wants a pet tiger. And I'm like, aw, that's adorable. You don't know that thing's gonna eat you. And we ask her what's she gonna do with it. Well, feed you and mommy to it. Is she trying to get Tiger King 3 started? Carol Baskin ass bitch. Gonna put sardine stuff on my feet now? Like, that's not cool, man. What else was I gonna talk about? Let's see. Everybody's using their notes, right? Yes, sir. Let's see. Okay. I wrote this down. Ready? Call makes me understand why there's creepy stories. Oh no, it's werewolf. No, that's Larry. It's the 1800s, so he can't wax that back. I wrote that down. I need to stop writing shit down, huh? Super weird. When your black girlfriend brings you to shit, that's way too white for you.
Oh, that's good.
Anyways, I get accused of being the most racist comic in town. Haha. He laughed because it's true. And I'm confused. This PC bullshit confuses me. Like, how am I the most racist comic in town? My wife's black. My best friend's black. The fuck? Like, this gotta stop. Like, come on. I just had to say that out loud. Have a good night.
James, hey everybody! All right. So, unless there's anybody else, Yang Vigilon is on it next, and coming to stage right now is Matthew Flint.
All right, I'm just gonna get a little comfortable. It's just us today, so I had a lot prepared, but I kind of just threw it out the window. Give it up for Josiah for hosting. Appreciate it. Josiah's hair is so spiky, he looks like he snapped into a Slim Jim. It looks super weird, just chugging that water and that jugs over there. It's super weird. Give it up for Mark too. That was a good job. It's your first time. You look like a tattoo artist. Are you a tattoo artist? No? I was really hoping you were. For the sake of the joke, I was really hoping you were.
Yes.
You look like the most non-tattoo artist I've ever seen, if that makes sense. Did you ever get like a scratch and sniff tattoo? I got like a tramp stamp. It used to be strawberry, but it kind of faded into like a cinnamon scent. Because people really just get in there, you know? Yeah. I gotta get it touched up though. You know all about that, I'm sure. Billy over here. Good job, by the way. It was great. I love it. Always a good time. Billy used to be a mortician. And I couldn't imagine what that was like. I'm sure people were just dying to get in. Do you ever like do a little peek to see if like someone was packing or not? Like, you know, just get a little peek, you know, like under the trousers.
I'll tell you the story later.
I'll tell me the story later. All right, for sure.
That's not the biggest cock I've ever saw. Maybe I can tell
You just had a feeling that he was packing, huh? I'm sure.
No.
You're like, this guy looks like he's
He was
fucking huge.
He was naked. He was a double amputee,
Oh, damn.
and
See?
his dick was bigger than his nuts. He was
You
a white
said
dude.
that,
He was a white dude.
You should have said that. Oh my god.
They call it a tripod.
Oh, that's terrible, actually. I remember, do you ever like think about like you're giving these speeches to these people and like you're probably saying nothing but great things, but some of these people are probably like going down there instead of like up there, you know? Like, I remember going to my grandpa's funeral, and he was kind of like a racist piece of shit. He's from Idaho, so you guys know. Yeah, and everybody was just saying like nothing but good things about him, and they're like, yeah, in heaven, he's doing this and that. And I was like, he's going down. Wrong placement. What's with the crowd tonight? Where is everybody? Just, no, that's where it's at? That's where the headliners are at? Gotcha. I'll put an ad on my OnlyFans to like promote the place, so I'm sure next week we'll be getting a lot more people in. Justin Bieber fans, 6969. Yeah, all day. And Mark, you think that Sylvester Stallone was like fucking that teddy bear? I think he was fucking that teddy bear.
He's fluffing it.
He was like, I gotta get that good stuff. That good stuff. I'm gonna fuck that stuff up pretty soon.
Real fluffing, Jack.
Real. And props to you again, just for coming up here, because this shit takes guts. It sucks that doing stand-up in Idaho sucks, because I can't get fucked up before I go on stage. I gotta drive home, and driving drunk's classic, you know, everyone. I got in a DUI before, and it was kind of a shitty situation. I get pulled over in my apartment, like at my apartment in the parking lot, and I was like, I'm literally home. Is that like give me points for that? And he's like, nah, I'm still giving you a DUI. And I was like, I can't even spell DUI. Like, can you just help me out here? Like, and spending a night in jail. I've learned my lesson. It's not like I don't drink and drive anymore because I like learned my lesson or anything like that. It's just because I'm like a bitch and I really don't want to go back to jail. Like it's just not for me. I remember going to jail. It was just for the night, and we're standing in line to go see a judge afterwards. And in line, there's like this 40-year-old man. He just starts yelling at the guard, and the guard just says like, "Do you want to just go back to your cell?" He's like, and he just like spits on him or just curses on him, and so he gets sent back to his cell. And all I hear from like the corner is just the guard just yelling at the guy in his cell. He's like, "Oh, you're just gonna start shitting on the floor? You're just gonna start shitting on the floor?" And I was like, I gotta get the fuck out of here. Like, this is not for me. And I could just imagine, like, who cleans that up? Like, just some really brave janitor is just like, back up! I'll clean your shit up. Fuck. Alright. I don't know what else I have. I think that's about it. It's always fun. It's always a good time. Telling dick jokes in front of 7 people here. Thanks for coming out, though. I appreciate it, you guys. This is like my favorite time, and I don't know what to say. I kind of want to just like stall and keep saying stuff until something comes to mind, but I don't think so. So I think that's it for me. I appreciate it. Thanks for coming out.
Matthew Flint, everybody, keep it going. And next up, but before we welcome our final act for the night, I just got a phone call from comedian Jay Berg, who'd like to do a quick set. Jay, you're now on speaker.
Hey, what's up, Draztzone? How we doing? God, there's a crowd there. I knew Rob wasn't worth a shit. He's fucking there. Fuck that guy. Are you guys haven't heard Ying yet, right? Ying's closing it out tonight?
She's up next.
Yeah, absolutely. Ying Vigilon. Dude, he's gonna make it happen. Woo! Yeah, dude, you should have been here where it was just terrible comedy all the way through. All the comedians you know and hate. Rob Lynn's awful. Joey Cruz, terrible. Lee Frank, actually, he got kicked out. They arrested him on stage. Things happened were bad. No, I miss you guys. Sorry I couldn't be there tonight, but in spirit, I probably still have the best of the night. I'm feeling very good. someone else come up.
Bye. Alrighty, well that was really good. Better than any intro I was about to give you. Alright everybody, it's game!
Oh yeah, this is great. This is great. So, you guys noticed this shipping problem? Did you watch that? Yeah, it's been a while, right, Ronnie? So when I first watched TV, they're talking about this shipping glitches. You know, and it's like on the sea, it's almost like the Legos just spread it out with the sea, right? Yeah. And then you hear, okay, it's a trucking problem because nobody want to drive the fucking, you know, the 24 feet, the fleet. So then you hear, what else the problem? Then is nobody is gonna unload and upload. And next thing you know is a Walmart and a Target is all half empty shelves. And then just recently I read that this shipping problem is gonna lingering till next year, 2022. It's like, wow, I don't know how we're gonna get by this Christmas, but that just means our inflation is gonna inflate till next year, you know? And then I'm thinking, okay, do you think the dollar store is gonna survive? You know, if this shipping thing is gonna linger into next year, I mean, dollar store is gonna be, I don't know, the Walmart maybe. The Walmart's gonna be Macy's, you know, and Costco, and things like that. So by this point, I wonder if you guys still have anything made in China in your household. Anybody? You still have a lot of things made in China? With this thing, you know, the shipping thing? Okay. So if that's the case, I'm happy to hear. That means I'm very relatable. Very relatable. Gosh, because smoking has some, you know, comics, maybe Jay Berkeley, saying my comedy was not fucking relatable for some reason, because we're talking about race issues. Like, as long as you have things fucking made in China, okay, we're relatable. Because I have things made in America, guys. All my jokes are made in America. It's a good trade. And another thing is made in America. Okay, all your fucking guns are made in America. Do you know that? Do you even know that? There are no guns, AR-15 that are made in China. All your rifles made in America. You know? Woo! And what they use for that for? You know, all the guns made in America. 400 million now in American household. American population 300 million something, but guns that owned by you guys are 400 million. Okay? What they do with that? Killing kids, right? Our kids just recently, right? So at least my made in America, I make you laugh, talking jokes, okay? And nothing in dollar store made in China are killing people. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah, I know. All right, I think that's freaking you out, right? Freaking you out. So let me back up. So I'll do some introduction again. Besides, maybe an American joke. My name is Marky Cho. Anybody? Marky Cho? Yes, because I heard you guys are saying Asian people look like. So I'm like, yeah, I could use some help. You know, I want a Marky Cho overnight sensation. But I learned driving in this country. Right? When I first got here, like student, driving school, the first thing I heard is that Asian people are bad drivers. I'm like, wow, really? Asian people, we're bad drivers? I tell you, back in China, you know, try Chinese highway. Okay, yes, if you can zigzag for 2 hours and still survive in Chinese freeway, I'll give you $10,000. How about that? If you don't have a skill like all of you, including me, I don't think you can survive 2 hours in China. So then we come here. You know, a lot of the Chinese immigrant. Then now we're bad drivers? So are you saying that we're technically bad or we just don't give a fuck about rules. You know? So let me get back to the other one is Asian people look like. Right? That's what I heard too. That one is what I heard. I got an hour to kill, so I got to go one by one. So all these Asian people stereotype, okay? So I'm like, okay, actually I give you credit by saying Asian people look like. Because it's true. If you look at us from distance, you know. Because we say that in China. In China we say all white people look like. So I give you credit. Your judgment is kind of like right on point, okay? But what I'm saying is, while we're on the subject, can we do some research? Google it, okay? See what else does it look like? You know, like what about Down syndrome people? Down syndrome people? Don't they look like? Yeah. Okay, so in one of the comedy classes during pandemic, I said this bit because you get to practice your own joke. Then the teacher said, "Yeah, you're punching down." I said, "Wow, I'm punching down." So I changed it right away. I said, "Well, no, I take that back. What I'm meant to say is midget. Midget people look like it. Don't they look like midget?" So the teacher said, "No, that's still punching down." I'm like, all right, I'll take that back. What I'm really saying is Chinese Down syndrome people look like, okay? Now you're white people. You're white people. You know, Down syndrome people, they look genius, just like your white midget. Snow White and 7 midget, I'll tell you. So, okay, Pastor so-and-so, okay. But eventually I got the teacher's point. So, okay, let me just punch it down a little bit, okay? That's a bad joke. What about Mormon wives? I'm talking about the FLDS, Fundamentalist Latter-day Saint. You heard that? Warren Jeff, that group, right? Just Google it right now. I didn't Google it. So when you type FLDS, Warren Jeff happy family photos show up. Because before I did comedy, I read article about Warren Jeff, which is the leader, the reign leader of FLDS, the Fundamentalist Latter-day Saint. That he has 57 wives. That's what I heard. But when I went to Google, because for the joke, the research, turned out he has 87 fucking wives. The happy family photo, all the wives look exactly fucking same. The same hairstyle, the same dresses, right? Yeah. So I guess that's why he's going younger pussies. Because he can't tell the difference, can't tell the part. So that's why he ended up in jail, because he married a 14-year-old, you know, because he just wanted to feel the difference of his wives, you know. So, okay, so don't do that. You know, 14-year-old wife gets in jail, okay. Okay, gonna punch it up a little more, okay? What else it look like? What about KKK? You think KKK people look like? Yeah. I think that white hood they wear, not only they look like, that's 3 holes on the hood is exactly same size, guys. Yeah. And I bet that white hood is made in China too. I hope they're stuck in the sea, right? Right. And it was a funny thing about this white hood is that China, you know, it's not like they're just cheap, okay? They sell things in scale. Scale. We call it China economy is an economy of scale. So if you call them, say, I want to order 10 white hood. Say, no way in hell they can send you 10 white hood unless you order that on Amazon. So like 50,000, you know, a hood to start with, so they can put in a container. 50,000 to start with. How many races we have KKK in this country? Look at racism in scale. That's what I say. Yeah. Okay, so that's how many stuff you look like, guys. Okay. So next one I heard is Asian people are good at math. You know, this one you heard that one, right? So actually, this is my favorite one. I really like this one. You know, but I told my Chinese friends and Asian friends, I said, Ying, do you realize that's racist? That's a stereotype? That you keep saying that? Wait a second. Asian people? Are you Asian?
I'm Native American.
Native American, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That your
Looks
ancestor.
like it, huh?
Yeah, your ancestor from Mongolia, so you're part of our group.
Pretty
Yeah.
much.
Pretty much, right. So, Asian people, listen up, okay? Woo, finally. Yeah, you're in the winner side, okay?
I think so, right?
Yeah.
Everyone else, they look
And
the same.
finally, white people say something we're good at, which is math. So, if you're not good at it, up your game a little bit, okay? Start a little harder a little bit, okay? And then live up to the expectations. Be good at math. Okay? And I'll tell you how I become good at math. I'm an engineer, so I'm good at math. You know, growing up in China, I don't remember my parents ever said anything to me. All I remember when I was like first grade to high school, 12th grade, all they said to me is like, yeah, sit down and study. You know, I was out playing because I was a very active person, you know, from young age. My mom said, yeah, come home, sit down and study. You know, that's all I did. That's all I did from first grade to 12th grade. Okay? So when I look at Chair, I feel like that is my 12 years of a fucking slave. Yes, it is. So I'm thinking, you know, if I'm not good at math, who's going to be good at math? Just slave my childhood away. I slave my youth away. Just study, you know. So a lot of times when I hear people saying that even people good at math, I'm thinking secretly, I wish that I'm just genetically good at math. Wouldn't that be wonderful? You know what I'm saying? It's just kind of like the black people, right? Just walk around with big dick. You know, I'm saying that good. I want to be that good. But no, it's all like, say that. You know, so I tell you, I'm also a fan of Kendrick Lamar. You know Kendrick Lamar? We haven't heard him for 5 years, right? 5 years ago, he has this song coming out. One of the lyrics is, sit down, be humble. Remember that? I can sing all that song. I don't have time right now, but sit down, be humble. So when I heard that lyric, I was like, sit down, be humble. What be humble is going to bring you? You know what I'm saying? You tell the black people, okay, you already have big dick, so just be humble. Sit down, be humble, just like, okay, just fuck less. Is that what he's saying? He's not trying to send a message, you know? So I think if he changed his lyric to say, sit down and study, tell black people, because black people listen to him, right? He said, sit down and study. I think if black people listen to him, and they will sit down and study, I think all black people, well, at least 90% of them, is going to be the lawyers, doctors, and engineers in this country. I really do. I really think they're very talented. And the president of this country. You know, Obama. We already have Obama. So change your lyric, change your message. So yeah. So next stereotype I heard is Asian people have small manhood. Just keep it that way. Small manhood. Do you hear that? Did you hear that? So when I first thought, like, wow, I didn't know that until I got to this country. I'm like, you guys are saying my brothers and my father back in China, and they worked around with 3 inches. Like this. They say that. Okay, but look at Chinese population, okay? Right now, they still have 1.4 billion population. Yeah, even after one-time policy. So apparently, they're fucking a lot. You know, how they get up to 1.4 billion? Right, guys? So they have a very busy 3 fucking inches. Right, guys? And you guys, I heard you guys have 8 inches. Okay? Like, how like a horse. Like this. You guys, 8 inches? 8 inches, okay? You guys, white people and the black people, 8 inches. So look at your population. Going down the shithole. You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, so why don't you take it out, your 8 inches? It's play it around sometimes, okay? Play it around. Alright, guys. So, yeah, at least you want to beat China that way. So, all right, I think I went too far. I'll take it back, I think I know you guys, white people, and actual black, all the rest of the race is 6 inches, average. And then the Chinese, Asian people is 4 inches, right? So I was exaggerating, okay? It's not 3 and 8, it's 4 versus average. I'm talking about average. Yeah, 4. They have 4. You have 6. Okay, guys. So still, okay, still, you have 2 fucking inches advantage. Okay, just take your dick out, put it around sometimes. Yeah, just.
Right now?
Oh, man.
You're married, dude.
Yeah, so I mean,
don't know my relationship.
you know, but I think I tend to joke one time with a lot of Asian people. I'm saying, Asian people, don't be ashamed of your 4 inches. All right, don't. I mean, it's a fact. It's a fact. You have 4 inches, but think about it. You have 6-inch wallet, guys. You have 6-inch wallet. You think a girl would go with a 6-inch dick or 6-inch wallet? You know what I'm saying? I guarantee you, 100% of the time, if Asian people 4-inch dick plus 6-inch wallet, the girls go with you. So don't worry about your small dick. Don't. Yeah. What else I need? I know. It's like, oh my gosh. Okay. The next one is rice. Okay. I heard like Asian people really like rice. When I think about rice, I really think the reason the Asian people, Chinese people like rice is because rice is the laziest fucking food. It's very lazy. You know how you cook rice in like rice cooker? You put that thing in there. You put that rice in there, put some water, and then you hit set. You go to work, you come home, the rice is ready. That is why the Asian people, doesn't matter they're rich or poor, every single family have a rice cooker. And they don't even bother to put it away. You know, the cooking pans and stuff, after they clean, always put away. But check, the rice cooker always sitting on that counter. Because 3 meals a day, they eat rice. It's just too easy. You know, the bread and everything else just takes all that work to cook that. So that is the reason the Asian people only eat rice, you know, and the Japanese during the wartime, they just rice plus soy sauce. That's it. That's 3 meals. So I really think white people made another mistake because they should have went to Africa to get slaves, right? The 1600. They really should have went to China to get Chinese labor to here to go to the cotton field because the Chinese people are. They are, you know, they're cooking their rice, taking no time, and then they still work hard, and then there are no complaints. Chinese people never complain, right? When they build the railroad stuff, you know, yeah, and they take no time to cook fucking rice, and then they, okay, I don't know where I'm going to go with this. I need, how's my time going? Anything else you want to ask me? The stereotype of Asian people, I want to run with that. Anybody, anything else you heard? Things against us. What?
You're ninjas.
We're ninjas? That's Japanese shit. Yeah, the Japanese, the animation, they started that. Yeah, something stopped. So, anything else you were talking about Asian, because this Chinese threat thing, right? Recently, Chinese threat. But so far, I have not anybody complained about communist dollar store stuff. Yeah, we're like Chinese made in China, but that is a fucking communist China stuff. Have you thought about that? It's just when it's convenient. Oh, communists are communists. Well, yeah. What about the stuff in your house made in China? You think the Communist Party would make that? No, it's all fucking capitalist side of China. They're cutthroat competition to get price down to that level to ship to your fucking dollar store. Because they probably sell in China 20 cents or something. So I'm glad this the shipping thing, you know, is going on. It's to stop everything, so at least get the price going up a little bit. So you guys get used to dollar store things are $1.80 or $2.50. How about that? Yeah. Okay. Anything else you can think of that were Asian people? Asian people? I don't know. What? Anything else you guys? I'm trying to do some crowd work here, so I can go with. Anything else? Besides we're...
you guys are the most racist.
Right! That's a good one. Yes, I think Asian people are the #1 racist people. To the level, they racist against themselves. Really, when I was in China before I came here, they have a system of rating all the races. So the white people, of course, they're on top, and the German is on top. So I don't know how they rank it. So all the way down. So the Asian, the Chinese are in the middle, because all the white race is all up there. Okay, then Asian, then black. Yeah, so brown, then black. So after 30, 40 years of the development, now their spectrum have changed. So on top is Jewish. I read so many stuff about Jewish, how smart they are, how many Nobel Prize are all taken by Jewish people. They have a system, yeah. So back in the day, the Chinese people discriminate themselves, and they're scientific. They're scientific. They even say even the moon is bigger and brighter in the West. So the Chinese moon even fucked up. Yes. So when they discriminate you, they just come out and straight and just direct. They don't even hide it because they think they got this scientific system going on here. But of course, lately, because of China getting stronger, so the Chinese are right. You know what's a new system right now in China? The racism column. Number one is the Jewish people. They're the smartest. Number two, guess what? Chinese. They give themselves up there now. So the Americans, I think the Americans are middle. They a lot of Chinese Americans so fucking stupid. They're destroying, like the gun thing. They're like, fuck, it's so obvious. Gun kill people. But you're thinking something else killing people. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, this is true. I don't know if you give China another 10, 20 years, when they really beat American, like economically, or getting some field of Nobel Prize or whatever. So China's gonna put themselves on top. So the Chinese racism thing, they keep changing, very fluid. And they're like scientific. Yeah, really, but I think right now they still put black people at the bottom. Because they're not talking about American black, they always go back to Africa. Look at Africa, look, they're still in the caves or mud, you see what I'm saying? That's their reference. They're not talking about American black, they're going back, because we're talking about race, right, all the whole race thing. So when they talk about black people, actually they're referencing the Africa, the continent, Africa. So that's how they are ranking things. Anything else? You want to hear what the Chinese people think? Or you guys are racism or stereotype? Anything else? Anything else? All right. All right, the Asian fetish thing? I mean, that's to women, right? Asian fetish thing? But all right, I think I'm gonna stop like this, but I will keep thinking about what other stereotype I can make a joke out of. Thank you guys, thank you, and thank you, Josiah. Okay.
All right, keep it going for Ying Vigilant. Yeah. Talking about penises and different races, and there's some anomalies out there. We're not at all constrained to 3 inches or whatever you said. Mine's way too big. I'm one of those guys, I gotta, to use your thing, be like, now hold it up. I have to go over and make a little, yeah. And then,
The winds are not.
I thread it through, and then I bring it back up, and I can still get it in my mouth. No, it's like a pair of overalls. No, that's not true. But I just want to talk about dicks for a little bit. Yeah. Seems to work sometimes. Everybody, I don't know what you got planned for this, to welcome in this brand new year of yours. But if you like this place, you should see it when there's people here. It's fucking nuts. It's off the fucking chain. It's obviously a legit venue, and they're gonna blow it up. They're gonna do a big old thing for New Year's this year.
Do you have a drawing?
There's a drawing. There's all sorts of things. There's all sorts of things. There's information here. I can share a little with you. It's $15 per person. If you couple up, if you come in as a duo, it's $25. That does get you all the buffet that you want. Gets you a nice drink ticket. Gets you a glass of champagne when the ball drops. Yeah, it's a buffet. Don't know what else I can tell you other than there's some sweet entertainment. It's the band Livewire. Before that, we're going to have some comedy from some local heavy hitters. We got Harry J. Riley. Maybe you've heard of him. Ryan McComb. Maybe you've heard of him. And of course, our regular host here, Rob Wentz. It's going to be an awesome time. Let's give it up one time for Draztzone. Let's give it for Mike. He's giving us this awesome space. And let's give it up for yourselves, because I think this is basically, with one, maybe two exceptions, all comics tonight in the audience. And it was weird. Could have been not nearly as fun of a night, but everybody was an awesome audience member.
Yes,
Way to be a good audience member, not just a good comic, guys. I got a big dick. Bye.
So you get 10 inches. Solid,
Nice.
solid 10 inches.
Yep, solid round.
This is the first time I've been there, and it was solid for sure.
You enjoyed it? All right, good.
We got a big
You guys
joke
might
covered.
have me
You want to
on
stop that, right?
I think.
Oh, do it! Yeah, we could have put you up tonight, in fact.
Yeah.
I've never done stand-up, but I mean,
This guy did it for the first time tonight?
I'm very dark. I'm very dark.
Did you
Well,
stop
you were,
that?
yeah, I got all that.
Dark stuff.
I'll send it to you.
Okay, thank
When
you.
I do, because I was
Great job.
You think I did good?